Hi, I'm Robert.
Hi, I'm Yudee. Welcome to Eastland English.
This is our English Proficiency exam tutorial, Error Recognition, Part 3.
Directions.
Each sentence has 4 underlined words or phrases. Choose the one that is not correct. Before we begin to answer these questions, let's talk about strategy first. Yudee, what should viewers be doing first?
Well, the viewers should look for the words in the sentence that are not underlined.
Good idea. Why?
Because those words are guaranteed to be correct. Number 1.
Researchers and scientists have identified a drug that may be useful in our fight for the current pandemic. Yudee, what word can we use as our first clue?
I will look at the word have.
Have. Excellent. What does have tell us?
There must be a plural subject.
Yeah, plural subject. We have researchers and scientists. This makes it a plural subject. There's one more thing that have helps us with, and that is have helps us with the following verb. So both A and B can be solved with this one word. Have will go with verb 3, or the past participle of the verb, to make it present perfect. Identify is verb 1, or the present tense form. Identified is both past and past participle, so that checks out. Next, let's look at C. May be useful. Does that seem all right for you?
Yes, it seems alright.
How can we tell it's okay?
I can see verb be there, and the word that comes after it should be an adjective.
In this case, it should be an adjective. Is useful an adjective?
Yes, right, because the suffix is ful.
Our final choice is D, the word for. For is used when we are talking about things that help each other. They are on the same team. Everything before for and everything after for should be working together. But here we have current pandemic, which is a negative thing. And before current pandemic, we have a positive thing, a drug that may be useful. Therefore, we need a different preposition. What preposition should we have?
Against.
Yeah, we should have the preposition against. So this sentence should read, researchers and scientists have identified a drug that may be useful in our fight against the current pandemic.
Number 2.
If there are none answers expected from rhetorical questions, why do people ask them? We're going to begin solving this item by looking at 2 key points. The if, here, and the question mark, here. The if implies that there will be a complex sentence. So this is actually a complex interrogative sentence. Therefore, we are looking for question structure here. If implies also that it should be some form of conditional. There are 4 kinds of conditionals. When we have present simple in the if clause for a conditional sentence, the only 2 choices after that will be another form of present tense or simple future tense. The simple future tense or first conditional is only used if some action will probably happen in the future. However, this sentence, by context, is discussing a fact. Therefore, it's a 0 conditional, which we use for facts, habits, and routines. For 0 conditional, in the independent clause, we have a simple present tense question. And this is the simple present tense question format. We use do as the helping verb and verb 1, or the present tense form of the verb. Let's look back in the sentence to be. What are rhetorical questions, Yudee?
They are questions that you don't expect the answer when you ask them.
We often use these at the beginning of speeches to get the audience thinking about your subject or topic. There's nothing wrong with B. So we're left with A. What's the problem with A?
Look at the word answers. It's a noun.
Yes, it is. Before a noun, we cannot have another noun, and none is a pronoun. So we need a quantifier. What is the correct quantifier?
It is no.
Correct. It should be no, not none.
So number 2 should be.
If there are no answers expected from rhetorical questions, why do people ask them?
Number 3.
For an area that is supposed to have a temperate climate, it was an especially hot and humidity day to day. Okay, let's begin with B, a temperate climate. Temperate climate is a countable noun which requires A. Countable nouns will always need some form of article or possibly a possessive adjective. Let's move to C. Hot is an adjective. The word before hot is an adverb. The adverb modifies hot, especially means really or very. So especially is correct. It's an adverb that modifies the adjective. Next we look at an. We have an before a vowel sound. An signifies that it must be a singular countable noun. So we must look forward and see, can we find a singular countable noun? Yes, we can. The word day. Therefore, an especially hot day works. Let's go back to A now. That informs us that it's a relative pronoun for area. Is supposed together means people think it or it should be. There's nothing wrong with A. Finally, we have humidity. Humidity is a noun. Day is also a noun. This is awkward. We cannot put a noun before a noun like this. Humidity should be an adjective. What is the adjective for humidity?
Humid. Number 3 should be.
For an area that is supposed to have a temperate climate, it was an especially hot and humid day today.
Number 4.
Even though enrollment is down, but there are many more research projects being undertaken by various faculties. This one is quite easy. We have a key word or a key phrase that can help us that is not underlined. Which one is that?
Even though.
Yes, even though. Even though means the same thing as but, however, it can be used in a different place in the sentence. You can begin a sentence with even though. It is a subordinating conjunction. So do we need but in this sentence?
No, we don't need it.
We don't need but in this sentence. But is incorrect. We can just delete but. We found the answer right away with item 4, but let's check the other underlined words or phrases. Are. There requires some form of be and then some kind of noun afterwards, and this is a plural noun. Check. The next 2 items are a passive voice phrase being undertaken by various faculties. If you watch our active versus passive voice video, you will know both of these are correct.
The correct answer for number 4 is.
Even though enrollment is down, there are many more research projects being undertaken by various faculties.
Number 5.
The citizens of most developed countries are able to access the internet. However, they must pay relative more than those in less developed countries. We can look at A first. Able to access. Are able equals can. However, we need an infinitive form after able. Can, you would use verb 1. If you use are able, you need to and verb 1.
So it seems correct for me.
It is correct. To access is an infinitive of purpose, further defining what they are able to do. Next, we'll look at however. However implies that there are contrasting bits of information. We can see developed countries, able to access the internet, all of this is positive, and then paying for is negative. Paying more for is even more negative. So, however is correct. I'd like to pause here to promote another video of ours, comparative sentences. We made a video about how to make comparative sentences. Here we have the word more. The word more means it's going to be some kind of comparative sentence. More than is correct. Next we look at the verb. The verb is pay, and we are comparing paying in two countries. So this word should modify the verb. What should we use in this case?
Relatively.
Relatively modifies the verb pay. It is an adverb modifying the verb.
The correct sentence for number 5 is:
The citizens of most developed countries are able to access the internet. However, they must pay relatively more than those in less developed countries.
Number 6.
The administration has previously noted that his behavior did not follow his guidelines that were set for employees. Okay, what's the first thing that you notice about this sentence?
Has noted is a form of present perfect.
Yep.
And then previously is an adverb. You normally put an adverb between a helping verb and a main verb.
100% correct. The adverb comes between the helping verb and the main verb. ly can help us. Usually, ly means it's an adverb. Not all the time, but usually. Next, we'll go all the way to C, that. That implies relative pronoun. Refers back to which guidelines? The guidelines that were set for employees. That, as a relative pronoun, is correct. Next, set. The word set is used in co-location with guidelines. To set guidelines is correct. Finally, we are left with a possessive adjective, his. Is that the correct possessive adjective?
No, it's not correct.
Why is his not correct?
They're not his guidelines.
It's the administration that sets the guidelines, not the employee. Should be the.
The correct sentence for number 6 should be:
The administration has previously noted that his behavior did not follow the guidelines that were set for employees.
Number 7.
Do not arguing with people who cannot understand you, because they will waste your energy and drag you down to their level. This one is solved very quickly. Do not is a form of command. When you have a command, you use verb 1. Do is the helping verb or auxiliary verb, and we need verb 1. Argue is the correct word. This is a complex sentence because is a subordinating conjunction. So after the subordinating conjunction, you should have a complete sentence. And because implies cause and effect. Here will be the effect, and here will be the cause. C. Energy. What part of speech is energy?
It's a noun.
It is a noun. And before a noun, we need some form of article or
Possessive adjective.
possessive adjective. So your is correct. Finally, drag you down is an idiomatic phrase, which means make you less. Take away from you. Correct.
Number 7 should be:
Do not argue with people who cannot understand you because they will waste your energy and drag you down to their level.
Number 8.
According to the statistics, the transportation system in large cities is convenient more than in smaller ones. What kind of sentence is this?
It's a comparative sentence.
Yes, it is another example of a comparative sentence, so once again, I recommend that you watch our video on comparative sentences. How do we know it's comparative?
The word then.
In a comparative sentence, you need a noun before and a noun afterward. What about ones? Is that a noun?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. It is a plural pronoun. Even though it says one, the S makes it a plural pronoun. So it is both a noun and a parallel noun. Large cities and smaller ones. Let's go back in the sentence. According to. According to means because of the information from. According to must be followed by what?
A noun.
Is the statistics a noun?
Yes, it is.
So according to and statistics, both correct. We're looking at now convenient more. Here we have an adjective, and here an adverb. In the comparative sentences, the adverb should come before the adjective. So how should we fix this?
We just move the word more in front of convenient. More convenient. The correct sentence for number 8 is,
according to the statistics, the transportation system in large cities is more convenient than in smaller ones.
Number 9.
Climate change is a significant issue that is on the minds of most people due to the fact that its effects can be seen nearly everywhere. What is our first clue that can help us solve A?
It's.
Is. Is singular or plural?
Singular.
Yes, it is singular, and so therefore the subject must be singular. Climate change is considered singular because it's uncountable. Next, let's move to C, due to. What should come after due to?
A noun.
A noun, and we have a noun, the fact that. Due to is correct. Let's go to D. Nearly means almost, not close to. And it means almost everywhere. This one is correct. Let's go back to B now. We have issues with an S on it. Is that correct?
No, it's not, because of a.
Yeah, is an article which means one. And it's not underlined in the sentence, so therefore this is going to be correct, which makes this wrong.
The correct sentence for number 9 should be,
climate change is a significant issue that is on the minds of most people due to the fact that its effects can be seen nearly everywhere.
Number 10.
The audience members were unable to grasp much of who she said, even though she was speaking slowly. Let's begin with the first one, A. What does grasp mean?
It means to understand.
It does. We have to plus verb 1. What is that?
It's an infinitive of purpose,
which modifies unable. What were they unable to do? They were unable to understand. So A is correct. Let's move all the way to C. Was. Was is the helping verb that comes before the present participle. This is verb ing or present participle. Before we talked about complex sentences. A complex sentence has a subordinating conjunction in the middle of it, and after that, a subject and a verb at least. Here's the subject, she, and speaking is not a verb when you have the verb ing alone. We need some form of be, and here we have was. Past tense for be, singular, past tense, all correct. Finally, slowly is an adverb. How was she speaking? She was speaking in a slow manner, slowly. Correct. We're left with who, be. This is a relative clause, which is incorrect. Should be what, because she's not saying a person, she's saying a thing or an idea.
The correct sentence for number 10 is,
the audience members were unable to grasp much of what she said, even though she was speaking slowly.
Thanks for watching.
If you have gained anything from our tutorial and would like to continue learning with us, please subscribe to our channel.
Don't forget to click on the bell to get notifications every time we make a new video.
Also, please feel free to comment below the videos and give us your feedback. We are always seeking to improve. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next time.